Imagine this. You're at home, minding your own business, when suddenly your HOA president storms up to your front door, demanding to come inside your house. You refuse, of course, because who would let a nosy neighbor just walk in? But instead of leaving, she dials 911 right in front of you and tells the police you're breaking the law. What she didn't know, though, is that my wife was the one answering that 911 call, and let's just say what happened next ended with her in handcuffs in front of the whole neighborhood. Buckle up, because this is one story you won't forget. You won't believe what happened when the HOA president showed up at my door, screaming and demanding to come inside my home. It all started on a quiet Saturday afternoon. I was enjoying some coffee on the couch when I heard loud knocking at the front door. At first, I thought it might be a neighbor or a delivery. But when I opened the door, there she was, Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of our neighborhood's HOA. She was already red-faced, phone in one hand, and pointing her finger straight at me with the other. "You need to let me inside right now," she barked. "I got complained about your property, and I have every right to inspect it. Now, let me be clear. This woman has been a thorn in my side since the day I moved in. She thinks the HOA rules are her personal weapons, and she's been nitpicking about every little thing, from my grass length to where I park my car. But demanding to come inside my house? That was crossing the line. I calmly told her, "Karen, you have no right to come inside my home. If you have an issue, you can send me a notice in writing." That didn't sit well with her. She raised her voice, accusing me of hiding something, and then, right there on my porch, she pulled out her phone and said, "Fine, I'm calling the police. We'll see what they have to say." I honestly thought she was bluffing, but nope, Karen went ahead and dialed 911 right in front of me. She started yelling into the phone, saying things like, "He's refusing to let me in. He's breaking HOA rules. I need officers here immediately." It was insane. She acted like I was committing a crime by not letting her snoop through my house. I stayed calm and simply said, "Karen, this is harassment. You have no legal authority here." She smirked and snapped back. "We'll see what the police say about that." Now, here's where the twist comes in. My wife works as a 911 dispatcher for our local police department. And wouldn't you know it, she happened to be on duty that day. As Karen ran it on the phone, my wife recognized the address. Our address. She quickly realized what was happening and kept her cool on the line. She asked Karen all the standard questions, but she also made sure the responding officers knew the situation wasn't dangerous. It was just an HOA president throwing a tantrum. About 10 minutes later, I saw flashing red and blue lights pulling up in front of my house. 2 officers stepped out of the car, and Karen practically ran to them, waving her arms dramatically. "Officers, thank goodness you're here. This man won't let me inside his house. He's violating HOA rules, and I demand you arrest him." The officers looked confused. One of them calmly asked her, "Ma'am, what crime has been committed here?" Karen sputtered, He's not following the HOA bylaws. He won't let me inspect his home." The officers exchanged a look, and one of them said, "Ma'am, HOA rules are not criminal law. You have no legal right to enter someone's private residence. If he doesn't want you inside, that's the end of it." You should have seen her face. She went from confident to panicked in seconds. But instead of backing down, she doubled down. She started shouting at the officers, accusing them of not doing their jobs, and even tried to push past them toward my door. That was a huge mistake. The moment Karen shoved her way forward, one officer stepped in front of her and told her firmly to back up. But Karen wasn't listening. She kept yelling, "You don't understand. I run this neighborhood. I have authority." The officer gave her one last warning, but she ignored it and tried to shove past again. That's when the officers grabbed her by the arm and told her she was under arrest for disorderly conduct and obstruction. Karen's jaw dropped. "What? You can't arrest me. I'm the HOA president." The officers calmly replied, "Ma'am, that doesn't put you above the law. You can't harass residents or interfere with law enforcement." Meanwhile, a small crowd of neighbors had gathered outside, watching everything unfold. Some were even recording on their phones. I could hear a few people chuckling as Karen was handcuffed right there in the middle of the street. After Karen was taken away, one of the officers came up to me and apologized for the disturbance. He explained that my wife had been the one to take the 911 call and that she had already told them to expect some drama. That's why they handled it so smoothly. They knew it was just a power-hungry HOA president trying to abuse her position. Later that week, the HOA held an emergency meeting, and guess what? Karen was removed as president. Turns out, this wasn't her first time overstepping boundaries, and the board finally had enough of her antics. As for me and my wife, we couldn't stop laughing about how perfectly the whole situation played out. Karen thought she could use 911 as her personal tool of intimidation, but instead, she exposed herself in front of the entire neighborhood. The best part? My wife, without even leaving her desk, played a key role in making sure justice was served. So what's the lesson here? Simple. Don't mess with people's homes, don't abuse authority, and definitely don't call 911 for petty HOA drama, because it just might backfire in the most spectacular way. And that's how the HOA president went from trying to force her way into my home to getting arrested in front of the entire neighborhood. Talk about instant karma. What do you think? Was her arrest well-deserved, or did she take her role way too seriously? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more wild neighborhood drama, and ring the bell so you never miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.